Good day everyone. So I am here to report some parts of the chapter 6. So let me start with the partial utilization of proceeds is partially exempt. So this is under the illustration 1. Assume Helen uses only 4,500,000 pesos out of the 5 million proceeds in acquiring her new residence. The portion representing the unused process or proceeds shall be subject to tax. The capital gains tax held in escrow account, including any accrued interest, shall be allocated as follows. So to Helen, the amount is 324,000 pesos. To the government is 36,000 pesos, and the total amount in escrow is 360,000 pesos. First, let me discuss what does it mean pag sinabing capital gains tax. Capital gains tax is the tax imposed on the gains presumed to have been realized by the sale from the sale, exchange, or disposition. Kapag sinabi namang escrow, it is a legal arrangement in which a third party temporarily holds money or property until a particular condition has been met. It holds funds for taxes and homeowners insurance. With the illustration, ituturo ko paano nakuha yung value ng bawat isa. So, mag-start tayo sa value na naibigay kay Helen. So, ang gagawin doon is yung utilized proceeds, which is 4,500,000 pesos, ay i-divide sa total proceeds na 5 million pesos, then multiply to the escrow account na makikita sa illustration 1, which is 360,000 pesos, is equals to 324,000 pesos. Yung sa to the government naman ay ang i-divide naman ay yung natirang 500,000 pesos dun sa 5 million at saka yung 5 million then multiply sa 360,000 pesos is equals to 36,000 pesos. Then yung total amount in escrow naman is i-add lang yung naibigay kay Helen and to the government, which is equals to 360,000 pesos. So note, any interest which might have accrued on the escrow fund shall be released to the taxpayer. Then the government is entitled to the amount of unpaid tax only. So the next topic is the tax basis of the new residence with less than full utilization. If the proceeds is not fully utilized, the tax basis of the new residence shall be reduced accordingly by prorating the old basis as follows. So ang formula is tax basis of old residence times the utilized proceeds divide the total proceeds. Yung tax basis of old residents is 300,000 pesos, which can be found in the illustration 1. Then, yung utilized proceeds is 4,500,000 pesos. Then, yung total proceeds is 5 million pesos, which is equals to 2,700,000 pesos. Now, let's proceed to the illustration 2. So, Alberto sold his residential lot with fair value of 1 million pesos for 2 million pesos. He purchased new residence for 1,500,000 pesos within 18 months. So, yung 2 million pesos which he sold his residential lot is subject to capital gains tax kasi may note na kailangan makonceive yung sale ng principal residence in order to complete the new principal residence. Let's proceed to the illustration 3 naman. Afraid of ghosts that frequently appear in his mansion residence, Raymond left his mansion and bought a new house for 17 million pesos as his principal residence within 3 months. So Raymond was able to sell his mansion for 40 million pesos. So the same as the illustration 1, illustration 2, ang binenta niya ay subject to 6% capital gains tax because it must come before the purchase of the new residence. The next topic is the capital gains tax exemption under special laws. So number 1 is the sale of land pursuant to the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program. So, the sale of agricultural lands by landowners pursuant to the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program of the government should be exempt from the capital gains tax. Similarly, interest income on the selling price that may have been agreed by the landowner and the tenant buyer shall be exempt from the income tax. So, sinabi na ang sale of land pursuant to the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program ay exempted daw sa capital gains tax kasi siya ay hindi capital asset and its purpose or goal is to help farmers and also the other landless poor. As well as the tenant buyer ay exempted din sa income tax because the landowner's right is to just compensate and provide a retention. Number 2 is the sale of socialized housing units by the Natural or the National Housing Authority. The sale of socialized housing units for the underprivileged and homeless citizens by the National Housing Authority pursuant to the Urban Development and Housing Act of 1992 is exempt from the capital gains tax. So, sabi, under the Republic Act number 7279 known as the Urban Development Housing Act of 1992, yung sale of real property daw na para sa socialized housing units under the CMP ay exempted sa capital gains tax. However, it is subject to the payment of the documentary stamp tax. On the other hand naman, yung pagbebenta naman na commercial lots that is not part of the housing project ay subject naman sa capital gains tax as well as the documentary stamp tax. So next topic is the payment of the 6% capital gains tax installment. The capital gains tax may be paid in installment. If under the payment terms, the initial payment does not exceed 25% of the selling price. The initial payment refers to the collection in the taxable year the sale is made. And capital gains tax is pwedeng bayaran ng installment. Ang kailangan lang, ang initial payment ay 25% from selling price which is hindi na pwedeng mag-exceed. So, I have illustration. The illustration 1, on December 1, 2016, Mrs. Batanes sold for 4 million pesos an unused lot with a cost and fair value of 2 million pesos and 5 million respectively. The buyer agreed to pay 500,000 monthly installments starting December 31, 2016. So, ang value ng capital gains tax is 300,000 pesos. The initial payment is 500,000 pesos and the ratio of initial payment ay 12.50%. So, para makuha yung capital gains tax, multiply lang yung 5 million to 6%, given na yung initial payment, then para makuha naman yung ratio ay initial payment divide 4 million pesos. So, kapag naka-ratio ceiling, ibig sabihin pwede ang installment. So, yung capital gains na babayaran ng installment ay 37,500 pesos. To compute its selling price, which is 4 million, divide the fair value 5 million times the capital gains tax, which is 300,000 pesos. And lastly is the illustration 2 with mortgage but not excess and of cost. Assume that the lot in previous illustration is mortgaged for 1 million pesos, which the buyer assumed and the buyer agreed to pay the 3 million balance in 300,000 monthly installment starting December 31, 2016. Mortgage is a loan provided by a mortgage lender or a bank that enables an individual to purchase a home or property. So, ang capital gains tax naman dito ay pareho lang ng illustration 1 which is 300,000 pesos. Then, ang initial payment is 300,000 pesos. Then, ang ratio naman ay 7.52%. So, sa capital gains, pareho lang 5 million times 6%. Initial payment given na. Then, sa ratio ay initial payment times selling price. So, 300,000 pesos times 4 million pesos. Then, sa pagdating sa contract price, it will be computed as selling price 4 million pesos times the assumed mortgage amounting to 1 million pesos equals or 3 million pesos. So, dito naman, para makompute yung capital gains in installment or para makompute yon, monthly installment times balance times the capital gains tax is equals to 30,000 pesos. So, yun lang po. Thank you po.